What's good? What's good? Welcome to episode 3 of Run It Back Podcast. I'm Dan, and as usual, I got Keith and Kev with me. How you guys doing?
Good, man. How are you guys?
Back at it again. The grind continues.
I'm back at it. How you guys want to start this week? You want to start with the music that dropped or other topics that we have?
We should do the music, get that out of the way, and we can talk about all the other news.
Works with me.
Sounds
a lot
good.
to talk about.
I guess the biggest drop is Carter 5 by Lil Wayne. And the big question to answer here is, did it live up to its hype?
5 years in the making. Seizures after seizures. And we got it.
Arguments after arguments with Birdman.
Oh, man. There's enough things going on with this album, bro. People were saying we're gonna have Man's Land on Mars before this album was coming out. Yo, there's enough memes on this, but luckily it did come out. I'm glad. What you guys think about it?
I like the album. The thing is, like, it took so long for it to come out that I didn't really have any expectations. I lost my expectations for it, so I really didn't know what to expect from it. But I think he delivered, man. It's really dope. I just think 23 songs was a little bit too much. There was at least like 4 or 5 songs that I think this album could have been without, but the rest of it was really dope.
Keith, what about you?
Yeah, in terms of the length of the entire album, I do agree when it comes to albums like this, I expect maybe a 14, maximum 15 songs in an album, but considering that this took almost 5 years to make, I accept the fact that it's 23 songs, so that's okay in my point of view. But I did like a lot of the songs here. There's a few I liked. Don't Cry with X singing in the background. Dedicate was good. Uproar, it's like the first half of this album was killing it. Travis Scott. Obviously the standout track for me was Mona Lisa with Kendrick. That Kendrick sounded like 2013 Kendrick. That was pretty fire. Are you playing it in the background now? What are you saying?
Oops.
Ignore
that.
Okay then, this man is causing trouble. Alright, but no, Mona Lisa definitely standout track. That sounded like To Pimp a Butterfly, 2013-ish, even before that, Kendrick, and I really did like that track.
I think one thing I agree with you is that the way he started the album was really strong. Like the first maybe 8 songs, they're all pretty solid, and then there's a few songs in the middle that are like okay, they're whatever, and then I thought that he finished the album really good too.
I'm probably on the camp that this album is a little overrated.
Here we go.
This isn't the Lil Wayne that most people are expecting, and I think he under-delivered here. And understandably, with 5 years in development and being shelved, this album comes out a little dated. Some of the beats sound stale. Some of the topics, he's out of touch a little bit. I like maybe half the tracks, I understand the whole 23 tracks because he's got time. He has to make up for lost time. But I think the quality suffered because of it. There's a few, he's a punchline rapper, but he doesn't have a lot of that going on this time, and he tries to do a little bit of everything that he, the pop stuff, the hard stuff, the street stuff. So Mona Lisa was fire, and then there's, let's see, I like Let It All Work Out, and Can't Be Broken's pretty strong too. I didn't care for the Travis Scott one. I thought it would be a lot better. I think he doesn't have a lot of, the lyricism's not there, and that's the big thing that I was looking for with Lil Wayne.
I think he has little lines here and there that are really clever, but in terms of punchlines, I'll agree with you, because he used to have enough punchlines when he used to do his albums, Carter 2, Carter 3, Carter 4, right? So if you're comparing it to those albums, I understand where you're coming from, but I don't think he under-delivered on the album.
I also feel like when you're listening to this album, what I like to do sometimes, because I'm slow like that, is I like to go through the lyrics as well, have the lyrics out while I'm listening to the song. It really helps me understand what he's trying to say. And
that will increase anyone's appreciation.
Yeah, there's so much that you don't catch when you're listening to a song, when you have the lyrics out, it's much easier and you get what he's trying to say and what his message really is. So I did like this album. Did you want to give it a rating now, or you have some more stuff to say about it?
I just want to say, like, Open Letter was one of the songs that stood out to me. He like opened up on it, just like questioning life, saying how he almost died a few times. And then he's like, why am I really here? Like, what's my purpose? And then he had a few lines where he's addressing his kids and stuff. So I thought that song was really dope. And then there's other songs that he mentions death on it too. So I feel like those seizures that you talked about earlier, like, really did affect him.
He's been through a lot.
Yeah.
He's been through a lot.
And there's one song where his mom is like...
crying in the beginning.
No, not that one. She's like, it seems like he's already been here before. Like, he's died and, like, he's experienced something and, like, he's been here before.
One thing we did find out in this album is, or at least confirmed, is that when he, you know, everyone knows how he shot himself when he was 12 years old. And then he alludes to the fact that that was intentional in this one. That was kind of an eye-opening track. I can't remember who it was.
I remember that line. He said he was pointing the gun at himself. And then his mom also addressed it too. She's like, I don't know if it was accidental, if it was on purpose. And another song that I was actually listening to on my way here is Start This Shit Off Right, the one with Ashanti. I thought that one had like a really nostalgic, like, 90s feelings to it.
It definitely was that. It took you back to that Ja Rule Ashanti days, like, with those types of hooks. But I'm not really into that, so I had to pass on that.
I really think this is an album that you gotta listen to a few times over, just because there's so many songs. And then in terms of like his lyricism, I feel like it's layered a lot. Like, there's little lines here and there that you could easily miss, but one thing that would help is obviously if you read the lyrics, if you have the time while you're listening to the music. But again, if you just listen to it a few times, I'm sure you'll catch stuff that like you didn't catch before.
Yeah, people just want to hear bangers and just bump to it. But when it comes to like music like this, you have to have the lyrics.
Oh, that's perfect that you brought it up. So first 15 songs I'm listening at the gym while I'm working out, right? I was like, yo, he needs a turn up song. He needs like a banger, right?
Yeah.
Then Open Safe comes on, number 16, right? It's a DJ Mustard beat. I was like, okay, this could be it, right? And then I was a little disappointed because I thought that song could have Drake on it. And I was also disappointed at the fact that Drake wasn't featured on this album, because I think they make really good music together. Yeah. But I think this song in particular, if he had Drake on it, it would have been fire.
Drake versus Wayne.
So people have been talking about that, and it does seem peculiar that Drake isn't in there. Do you think there's something in the relationship that's broken down, or?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. I think it's all love.
Great, yeah. I just think it was... I don't think he really needed him in it. He had Nicki Minaj, which
that song is trash.
Garbage.
That song is so trash. It's one of the worst songs of the album.
I liked her singing.
It's boring. That song's boring.
His singing.
She has a nice voice.
No, him singing before she even comes on.
Yeah.
That shit's terrible.
Yeah, Wheezy out of here.
So ratings.
I'm gonna give this a 4 out of 5. I think it was a good album. I'll definitely go back and listen to it with the lyrics as well. So definitely a 4 out of 5 for me.
I agree. I think I'd give it a 4 or 5 as well. And I think, like I said before, the more you listen to it, the more you're gonna catch stuff that you didn't catch before.
I would probably have to give it 3.5. I've listened to it 3 or 4 times. There's a lot of tracks I would never go back to. Moving on, next track. Next album.
So Logic dropped the final album of his Young Sinatra series, Young Sinatra 4. I'll let you guys get your shit off first before I talk about it.
Yeah, clearly.
What you guys think?
We did talk about this a little bit before. Obviously, Lil Wayne's album came out at the same time, so I was bumping to that, and I had a quick listen to Young Sinatra just to see what it was like, and in all honesty, I did like it. I know Logic has, people have their opinions on Logic. I honestly do believe he's a great lyricist. He does have a lot of bars, and I feel like he's addressed that animosity people have towards him, and this is why people don't really accept him in the community that he's in. But I did like this album a lot. He samples a lot of different instrumentals and beats from other artists, such as Wu-Tang Forever. I really did like Wu-Tang Forever. That's probably my favorite track out of this album, and he had his own single, Young Sinatra, on there too. That was 2 of my favorite tracks from this album.
I actually like this album. You have to go in knowing what to expect though. With Young Sinatra, it's that boom bap rap stuff, right? So obviously he's gonna do all those samples, and it's gonna be a lot of backpack rap bars, you know, a lot of multi-flows, multi-line rhymes and stuff like that. Only thing is, I think some of the tracks are a little boring. I think the Wu-Tang Forever track is crazy. He actually got all of Wu-Tang on there. Street Dreams was nice. Young Sinatra 4 was good. And then Iconic with Jaden was pretty sweet too. Adventures of Stony Bob, that one's probably a sleeper on this album. I think this is exactly what you're expecting when you hear Young Sinatra. So it's a pretty solid project. But I know Dan has some things to say right now, so
get it off your chest. Say it with your chest.
Okay, let me start by saying, like, right now, since there's like a lot of mumble rap in the whole music industry and shit,
that's been going around lately.
So while this is going on, I'm glad like a project like this dropped, where it's boom bap music, like Kevin said, which I enjoy, right? Lyricists, flows, all the stuff that I enjoy from like rappers, something that I look forward to in artists. With that being said, I think he didn't do anything new. Kevin and I have been listening to Logic since very, very early, and we like went to a show when he was doing very small venues before selling out arenas like he's doing now. So I gotta respect him for earning such a loyal, big fan base, right? And his message, peace, positivity, I can't talk. That I'm all for it, right? Because like there's not a lot of people who are preaching positivity and peace, and like it's not drug rap, it's not like guns, murder, whatever, so I'm all for it. With all that being said, I think his style is like a little played out. Like it's the same stuff that he was doing on all the other ones, same flows. Like I said, he always says he's the man on every album. He always uses the word divine in his in his rhymes. If you listen to all his albums, he says that. Yeah, bitch, I'm the man. This divine, whatever. He always says that. So I think he's just a little played out to me. I was a really big fan of him when I first heard him, but now I'm like a little over him.
I mean, to address that whole divine thing, a lot of rappers, especially the ones that are heavy spitters, you'll notice they have a few phrases that they constantly use in their rhymes. It's kind of like a tick that they have, right? And so I don't think it excuses him, but you know, you have to say the same things about a lot of other rappers too.
Yeah, it's true.
And then the fact that you're saying it's played out, with respect to that, you can say that about a lot of other rappers and their sound. You go to these rappers for that sound. We're going to talk about Kevin Gates later, and I have some stuff to say about that. But when you pick up a Kevin Gates album, you're not expecting, you know, crazy bars or anything. You know what you want. That's the sound he has. Logic has a sound that he has. So when you go into it like that, then you know you're in for some of that boom bap stuff and all the bars and that type of content, right? That's on brand. That's sort of my response to that.
I agree. I don't know. I don't feel the same about him as I used to. Like that fast flow that he used to do, like I've heard him do it for years now, right? And like the content in his music is nothing crazy. Like I've showed you songs before when we talked about this where he's just rapping and he's not really saying anything.
I don't know if I agree with that.
And then he has that song Ordinary Day where he's singing, and I was like, please, come on, man. Just stick to your fast flow.
That was pretty trash.
Yeah,
I'll give you that one.
Trash.
So, ratings.
Hey, man. All I gotta say is, when Eminem acknowledges you, you made it.
His peers respect him.
Yeah.
Yo, he has the whole Wu-Tang on the song. So
Yeah.
it is definitely that his peers respect him and they know that he's doing something right. It's just my personal opinion.
OG's got
right?
his back. So, no, I gave this, it's tough. Hearing what these guys have to say, especially impacts my rating on this. I'm gonna give it a 3.5 out of 5. I feel like it's a good album. I will definitely go back and listen to it. I love it when he starts going off, starts spitting out words like little. I can't.
He's been doing that though.
Yeah,
that's
I know.
what I'm saying. Go
That's
to
why-
any of his other projects, you'll hear at least 5 songs where he uses that flow.
But that's what his fans want.
Yeah.
And so that's what he's giving them, right?
Yeah.
I guess.
Like a couple albums ago, he was going all political. That sort of like drew me away from him for now. But this one, I really did like it. So I'm gonna definitely go back listen to the Wu-Tang Forever. Shaolin Shadowboxing. Yo, saying you Wu-Tang cannot defeat me. Yo, that shit is fire.
Just rate the album.
I said 3.5 out of 5
yeah,
waiting for you, dumbass.
All right, what about you, Dan?
You gave it a 3.5.
Didn't I say that twice?
I'd give it a 2.5.
Okay then. Thank you.
But the other thing I gotta say is he's a really big movie head. So I like when he plays with his concept of his albums. Like the one with the spaceship and stuff like that. I like when he does stuff like this. And in the beginning of this album, like he kind of connected it to the old one. So I like that stuff that he does, like the cinematic stuff that he does. So I enjoy that.
Yeah, I thought that was a pretty nice tie-in too. I think the last 3 or so albums have all had that reference to those guys traveling through space, just bumping his albums. Yeah. That was pretty cool. Hopefully it goes somewhere. I would say for me, I'd probably have to give it a 3 out of 5. Because I don't know if I like it better than Carter 5. But it is a pretty good project.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. So we were going to talk about Yandhi, but
what happened there, man?
What happened, man?
He's the king of dropping dates and then not delivering on that date.
Capital troll right here, MAGA hat. Where you at? Swing that.
But are you surprised? As of 2 days ago, it wasn't even ready.
Yeah,
I'm not surprised.
He announced it and he was working on it when he announced it.
We delayed this podcast just so we can have a chance to listen to that album and review it, but
fuck you, Kanye.
Kanye, I still love you though. But no, listen. I swear he put out one song during his SNL appearance with Adam Driver and the other dude. I'm pretty sure I
haven't seen anything he did on SNL.
Yeah, on SNL, but I don't know if we want to get into that topic right now.
Go for it.
We'll leave it for later.
You want to leave it for later?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay, but hopefully sometime next month, hopefully, please, Kanye.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear the album just so I can see what the music is like, and see what kind of stuff he's talking about on the album. And I really wish that he dropped it so we can get a chance to talk about it, but I guess we have to wait.
As of now,
my prediction is it's gonna be a dumpster fire.
It's
gonna be like Ye.
It's gonna be like what?
His last album.
Yay. Okay.
We'll see.
Well, we will see.
So, shouts out to Dan for putting me on to Reason. So, if you guys don't know, Reason's a dude from California, and he just signed to Top Dog. So, you know that roster's deep. He has a new project. Well, apparently it's a re-release. It's called There You Have It. So, Dan, why don't you start us off?
So yeah, the way I got into the album was because I follow a lot of the guys on TDE, and they were all posting about this album. And I know TDE doesn't really sign or stamp their brand or their name on anything whack. So I was like, okay, this is probably a project to check out. So when it came out, I listened to it and I was really impressed because I don't really listen to Reason. I don't really know who he is, but I was really impressed on this album. His lyricism was dope. A lot of the beats, he sampled like old beats or like he used old beats, but his storytelling and his lyricism is really dope. And I'm not surprised that TDE or Top Dog signed him.
What are your standout tracks on that?
So the Drive Slow one I really like, and then I like Color Dreams and Killers Part 2 where he references one of the Cole's old songs, and then I like the last song Summer Up, and I like Corrupt 2, track 3.
I liked the Drive Slow. I like that he was using a lot of well-known samples and sort of giving them a sort of new bounce. I think the second half of the album was a lot stronger. State We In, Situation, Summer Up, those were good. And then, yeah, I like There You Have It as well.
I think Situations is really dope too. He sampled an old LA song, which is an R&B artist, and he sampled Childish Gambino, so I was surprised to hear that beat on the album, and he did his thing on this song. I had no expectations listening to this album because I didn't know who Reason was. I didn't know what his music was like. So going in it with no expectations, I was pretty impressed.
I was pleasantly surprised. Keith, have you had a chance to listen?
No, I didn't have a chance to listen to it, but I'm definitely gonna give him a try. If Dan recommended it, I'm sure as hell gonna listen to that album. Top Dog?
Yeah, I told you. Top Dog, they won't sign or stamp their name on anything whack.
Alright. Sounds good.
How would you rate it?
I'd give it a 4 out of 5 to be honest, just because he surprised me. I didn't know what to expect.
I think I'd give it a 3.5. There's still some tracks I would kind of skip on that. I got a little tired of listening to it the second time around, so that kind of loses marks there. But it's a pretty good project overall.
Next on the list, we have Kevin Gates. Kevin Gates dropped Luca Brasi 3.
Luca Brasi sleeps with the fishes.
Go ahead, Keith.
Hey,
we'll
man.
let you shit on him first before me and Kev go in.
Okay, so I never really fucked with Kevin Gates like that. This was a while ago when he was talking shit about, oh yeah, fuck my cousin. My auntie told me it was my cousin, and I still liked it or some shit. He kept doing it, so that sort of I'm like, okay, see you later, alligator. But I never really fucked with his music until these guys told me to listen to it, obviously for the podcast. So I gave it a try. It was good. I was able to listen to maybe half of it so far, and I liked all the songs. Definitely the standout song for me so far has to be Ridiculous. I do like that track a lot. Yeah, it's a good album. I'm gonna have to listen to the second half of it, but I fuck with it.
Kevin Gates is like the street drug deal rap, that kind of music. So if you're into that kind of music, I would recommend you to check it out. Great workout music, let me tell you that. I was listening to it in the gym while I was working out. It's perfect.
Shit goes hard in the gym.
Yeah.
Damn.
I think 18 songs was a little too much, and he doesn't do anything different, so it kind of his sound kind of got played out as I was listening to the whole album. It like started to sound the same a little bit. I thought it started off really strong, but as I was going through it, I was getting a little bored. But overall, it's a pretty dope project.
I want to preface this by saying I'm a huge fan of Kevin Gates. Love his persona, love what he's about. I would gotta say though, it's pretty disappointing. Like Dan said, 18 tracks, way too long, especially when the sound is the same and you're not really switching it up. Kevin Gates is usually known for those really catchy hooks or like those sing rap type bars.
Yep.
Not a lot of that, I would say. Nothing that's stand out. And in terms of tracks, I didn't feel too many of them. I mean, like I said earlier, you go into these artists and you know exactly what you expect. But in this case, I think he underperformed.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Kevin Gates too. I like the interviews he does. He's really smart and intellectual. I like the conversation he has with people when he does interviews. And the music, like you said, I really enjoy like that melodic trap rap that he does. And I kind of agree with you. It did underperform a little bit. And what I gotta say about him that he doesn't get credit for, his beat selection though. The beats on the album are all fire. It's just that his sound is not much different when you go from song to song.
But his beats are all the same. That's the other thing. So they're all the same type of trap beat. And it's kind of boring after a while. So with that being said, that's why I liked Luca Brasi 2 a lot. He had a broad range there. And then I don't know. Rating wise, I'd have to give it a 2.5. What about you guys?
Yeah, I'd give it a 2.5 too, unfortunately.
I would give it a 3. I still have to listen to the second half of it, but 3, I think it's a good album.
Moving on, Young Thug dropped an EP called On The Run, 6 tracks. What do you guys think of that?
They copied our spelling.
Run with the V.
Stop it. But no, he dropped one maybe a couple weeks ago, Slime Language. That was his full album. I didn't like it at all. I deleted it from my library.
Yeah, I didn't like the album either.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. But this is how many songs? 6?
6
songs, not bad. Jaden Smith's in there. Fuck with Jaden Smith.
Black is on there.
Yeah, Black is on there too, definitely.
There's Elton John on there. Yep.
Who would have thought, bro? That fashion industry coming in. But no, I thought it was okay. It was only 6 songs, so there were good songs here and there, but it's not an album that I'm just gonna go back and listen to. It's just one through I never really liked Young Thug and his way of rapping. Never fucked with it at all.
He's like a whiny rapper. He sounds like he's whining and singing at the same time.
That was his appeal, though.
Yeah. I'm not a huge Young Thug fan, but I thought the EP was alright. I like maybe the half of it. The song with Black is dope. The one with Jaden Smith is dope. I like Icy. And then the last one with Elton John, that one surprised me too.
I just gotta say, skip it. A lot of his other stuff is much better, especially his earlier stuff. I wasn't into it. Like Dan said, the song with Black and Jaden, they're not bad, but it's a pretty boring album or EP.
Yeah.
Ratings.
2.5 out of 5. It's half.
Yeah, I give it a 2.5 too.
I'd say 2.
Jeez.
No love for Young Thug.
Young Thug's gonna come looking for you.
No, I like his early stuff.
I think that's all the albums or the projects that we have to
come at you
review.
with his high heels, gonna knock you out.
Coming in his Hooters tube top and his AK-47.
Watch out.
There's this dope artist that I found on SoundCloud last year. He had a song called Stay Alive for Me. His name is Forever Friday, and it's spelled FRVR Friday. He has an EP called Who's Friday. He's like a hybrid of hip-hop and R&B. I definitely recommend you to go check that album out. Another good R&B project is by Lyrica Anderson and A1. It's called Love Scars. Go listen to that as well. And last one I've got a shout out is this R&B artist called Bobby Love, LUV. It's called Taking Chances. Go have a listen to those albums and see what you think. Is that all the music we gotta cover?
Yeah, until Kanye drops Yandi, yeah, for now.
Alright, let's switch gears a little bit then. NBA season is upon us. What are we, 16 days away?
What am I wearing right now,
We got
man?
the bandwagon fan in the building.
Yo.
Keith wearing the black and gold Lakers LeBron t-shirt.
LeBron, homie. Reppin' LeBron.
So, a few days ago, I was just scrolling through Instagram, right? I saw the starting five of the Boston Celtics, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
Media day.
They're looking dangerous.
They're looking dangerous. They got that talent.
They're a
Raw.
sick team.
Yeah, they look pretty dangerous.
How far do you think they'll go?
They will go to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Agreed.
Against?
Toronto.
Ooh.
I don't know about Toronto. I hope so.
I hope so too, but
Kawhi had a good start.
Kawhi did have a good start. We watched the game last night and he looked good. He looked out of place here and there, but no, he's gonna.
It's the first preseason game. They got a
Chemistry is gonna come. Yeah, it's gonna come. This new coach. What the hell is this guy's name? What's his name?
I have no idea.
Yeah, that's right. No one has any idea who this coach is.
He was the assistant coach, right?
I know, this is like Jay Triano all over again. Where's Jay Triano right now? That man is looking for handouts.
I feel like coaching-wise, that's something we've always like needed, like a good, solid
Yeah,
coach.
who wants to
And
coach
there's
Toronto
big
still?
coaches out there too
Yeah,
that we
there's
could be
enough.
going after, but I don't know.
Hey man, no one loves Toronto. They don't love you like that.
But yeah, going back to the Boston Celtics topic, I think they'll go to the finals. I think they'll play the Warriors in the finals.
True.
I hope they play Toronto in the Eastern Conference Finals, but I'm not sure. Washington is looking good in the East, and who else?
In the East,
That might be it.
that might be it. Chicago is not doing. No, Chicago ain't doing.
Top three teams probably Washington, Boston, Toronto.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Yeah. Alright, so moving on. Did you guys see the little thing between Shaq and Dwight on Instagram?
I didn't.
I saw something going on.
So Dwight was on an episode of Wild 'N Out, and he got roasted in this segment that they have at the end, the Wild Style. So we have a little clip of that. We're gonna play it, and then we'll get into the topic.
Speaking of 2004, why that year they ain't let you play more?
I ain't gonna lie, Dwight. You been in the league for a long time, man. We don't even know who the hell you play for.
Hold on. He tried with the Magic,
That was tragic.
and then he tried with the Hawks,
That's what he thought.
and then he tried with the Rockets.
They told his ass you need to stop it. Hold up,
Hold on,
Dwight.
hold on.
I know you
Hold on.
want to get mad, But there's no need to get physical.
Oh, now I know why they call him Dwight. Why? Because the white man always getting rid of you.
So after that clip came out on Instagram, Shaq actually reposted it, and then what happened was, so Dwight added him on Twitter, and he was like, Shaq, we can have a roast battle if you want. I got 10 in the chambers for you, LOL. And then Shaq replied saying, I only battle champions, little man. You ain't in my division. You in Charles Barkley's division. Focus on getting that ring, brother.
Charles Barkley always gets it.
Charles Barkley's always at the end of everybody's joke.
These guys always been
Shaq.
going back and forth since he took that Superman nickname.
Well, I don't know why. Like, NBA TNT man's already talked about that Superman. You can't keep that name in perpetuity forever. And nobody calls him Superman anymore.
And the other thing is, Jason Terry and Kenny the Jet Smith, they have the same nickname. They're
Yeah.
both called the Jet, and they don't have no beef. It's
The
only
real
these-
Jet? Who's the real Jet?
Yeah, only these guys still arguing about who the real Superman is. If we're arguing about who the real Superman is, we already know it's Shaq. He was the first one, and he's obviously better than Dwight.
Son of Jor-El.
To be honest, I think he took that nickname just so he can live up to maybe Shaq's expectations and try to compare himself to Shaq and try to
Either
be.
way, that dunk contest was fire.
Yeah,
When
he
he put
was.
on that.
You mean when he threw the ball in the rim?
Yeah, when he threw that ball in the rim, the hype leading
I
up
think-
to that was crazy.
Yeah, Dwight
And
gets a
then-
lot of hate. I don't know why, but I think he's a good
But then he
player.
got dunked up by Nate Robinson, Kryptonite.
Speaking about NBA beef, Tristan Thompson and Marcus Morris had their little thing. So Tristan Thompson had like this clip on Instagram where he was like, people can't really talk shit about us. We're still the Eastern Conference champions. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about, Boston. We beat them in last year. Philly, we almost swept them. And then he was like, Toronto, you guys know the story. We always beat them.
JR been hanging out with Tristan Thompson too much because they both on some dumb shit right now.
And then Marcus Morris tweeted at Tristan Thompson saying, cut it out. Get that vacation ready earlier this year, fam. Ain't shit going through the Cavs this year.
Yeah, travel packages are really cheap when you get them early, Tristan. Right? So get ready because your ass is going home. Don't come here. Don't
Back
come
to
back
Brampton.
Here. Don't come back here. Go live your life with Chloe and get fucked, bro. Because your life is done up.
Do you think they'll make the playoffs, the Cavs?
They'll make the look at who is this? Like who are they playing in the East?
I think they'll make the playoffs.
Yeah, they're
they'll
gonna
be
make
at
the
least
top
8.
eight. What? Yeah,
Yeah.
they'll be 6th, 7th probably. But nah, they're gonna make it. But they're gonna be.
I think they'll be
Toodles.
out in the first round.
Yeah, they're gonna be out. Still, Boston, Toronto, finals. That's
Maybe.
it.
We'll see.
Switching gears.
Switching. Yo, one thing I want to bring up. We didn't put this in the topics, but you know what they said about J.R. Smith?
What?
About his Supreme tattoo?
What?
Oh yeah, he's got to cover it up.
He's got to cover up his Supreme tattoo.
Really? I
on
didn't
his,
see this.
on his calf.
yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy, bro. It's like they said they're gonna find him every game if he doesn't cover it up
Why?
because they don't fuck with Supreme. I guess I don't know. It's
They don't want
marketing.
advertisements.
Yeah, they don't want to
Yeah.
advertise their brand.
That's messed up.
Yeah.
But then he has enough tattoos of enough shit on him, and already
know.
man's have enough tattoos. I
But
don't
it's
know why he's
specific
doing
to the brand, right? You can't be showing other people's logos when they're not getting a check for
He's
it.
basically advertising that brand every
That's
time
true.
he steps on the
that.
floor.
You think he's gonna keep a sleeve on it?
probably wear like a leg sleeve or some
Hey man,
tights.
his contract. They don't got that much money. LeBron can't pay his fines anymore. So
LeBron's out
LeBron, you
of
can't bail him out.
But you know what? Why are you even putting brand logos on yourself anyway, permanently?
Big ass
Yeah.
Supreme tattoo on his leg.
I didn't
too.
even remember about it until he posted about him being fine. I totally forgot about
Yeah, I
it.
didn't even know. I didn't
Yeah.
hear about that.
No, I heard about it just this morning. I'm like, okay, whatever. That's too bad.
I don't get how you could like a brand so much. It's like, oh, I sell $200 t-shirts. I'm gonna tattoo this on me because
And it's not like they paid him or they're paying him to advertise the brand. He just did it out of the love for the
You
brand.
don't know that.
I don't think they did. Supreme?
Probably not.
no hype beast is fucking with J.R. Smith. Let's be real.
True.
Yeah.
True. But J.R. Smith.
He knows how to dress though. I
Yeah,
can't lie.
he's got that fashion down.
He's got style.
He's got style for sure.
Switching gears from basketball, we're gonna turn into our movie expert over here, Keith. You can take it away.
You want to talk about Kanye?
I think we'll finish with Kanye.
True. All right. Yeah. Who's seen that Joker's test screening though? That shit was fire.
Seeing that.
Even though it was like 30 seconds. Go ahead, Kev.
I had my doubts about Joaquin Phoenix,
Yo.
but after I saw him in makeup, I'm pretty excited for this.
Yeah, I'm excited for the movie too.
Yo, I honestly believe this is gonna be a better performance than Heath Ledger's.
Those are big words.
Joaquin Phoenix does not enter roles that don't live up to the hype. And trust me, Jared Leto's take on the Joker was trash. I don't know what they were trying to do of making him a mobster gangster type Joker.
I agree.
Trash. Send that man to the recycling bin. I don't need that in my life.
I really hope he does well because I don't know who the actor's name is in Dark Knight.
Christian Bale?
Yeah. No,
Heath
Joker. Yeah. I think he did a really good job.
Yeah, bro.
So I hope he lives up to that expectation or even exceeds it.
Definitely.
Because Joker's not an easy role to play.
No,
he's like a really big character.
And I'm not sure if this is gonna relate back to the DC cinematic universe, but I'm pretty sure this is its own standalone film. It's gonna be an origin film, so it's gonna be definitely something cool. It's gonna be a Christopher Nolan type scenario where it's not too much, supernatural, Superman flying through the air type stuff.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting just to see that. It's just an origin story. Arthur Fleck, comedian, turns out to be, the story about Joker is he becomes the Red Hood, the original Red Hood, which is like a bank robber and whatnot. Then he eventually runs into Batman, falls into the acid, and he becomes a Joker. But we'll see how they take on this, what their take on this is. So far, I've seen enough clips of people shooting videos of what they've been doing, and it looks promising.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah,
can't wait to see it.
It's not part of the DC universe though, right? It's gonna be standalone.
I'm pretty sure it's gonna be standalone because I don't know how they're gonna introduce that type of character into this type of Wonder Woman jumping.
Doesn't fit.
It won't make sense. And I think they're kind of differentiate from what Marvel's doing, which I think is the best scenario for them because a lot of their actors, like Ben Affleck, was just in rehab for about a month because he was on a binging drunk fest. So he just got out of rehab just a couple days ago, and he had a script in his hand I saw on Instagram. Not for the Batman. Matt Reeves is directing Batman. That shit's gonna be fire. Anyway,
I hear that's gonna be an origin, right? They want to play a younger Batman.
They're thinking about recasting Ben Affleck. I hope to God they don't. Even though there are so many possible people that can play him, and I would be excited to see it anyways.
Why do you want Ben Affleck to retain the role?
I think Ben Affleck did a good job in Batman vs Superman, even though he did kill people. But that was Zack Snyder's take on it. I do like Ben Affleck as
I think
Batman.
Christian Bale was a better Batman still.
But that ship has sailed. That trilogy's done.
That's done. He's done with that. He wants to do his own Oscar-nominated films now. Christian Bale is on that. But no, Ben Affleck is going to be sick.
So speaking of standalone films, you wanted to talk about Venom.
That trailer is looking fire.
I'm actually kind of worried now because it's looking ridiculous at this point. From my point of view, I don't know how this is going to turn out. Tom Hardy is one of my favorite actors, and hopefully, I think he signed on to do more Venom films, and I don't know how they're going to, because people were saying that Tom Holland, who plays Spider-Man, might make an appearance in this.
I hope so.
I hope so. Sony does still have the rights. They're doing a shared rights thing with Disney right now where Spider-Man can be seen in the Avengers, so I don't know. Hopefully Spider-Man's in it. It doesn't look like Spider-Man can really be in this film because it looks pretty dark.
It might just be a cameo at the end, hinting to a second one.
Yeah, but when you look at the lighting of Spider-Man movies and you look at the lighting of Venom movies,
it's very dark.
I don't expect to see Spider-Man's suit all dark, and I don't know how that's going to turn out. Hopefully, yeah, man, Tom Hardy, please.
Coming out soon.
Coming out in about a week of this recording.
Definitely gotta check this out.
Definitely checking it out for sure. Also,
what else are you excited for?
Space Jam 2, I'm not excited for it.
But your boy LeBron's in it.
I know LeBron is my boy.
LA LeBron is in it.
LA LeBron. I don't know. I honestly do see this movie being good. I don't think LeBron's a really great actor. He's okay.
Yo, if you go back and look at the first one, the acting in Space Jam 1 is trash.
I'm pretty sure he'll do a better job than Michael Jordan, but I don't know. It's gonna have a good message behind it for sure.
It's a kids movie, so
yeah,
we all know Bugs Bunny's gonna carry the movie.
Bugs Bunny. They got Michael's secret
juice.
That's what is it called? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I think
Mike's secret stuff. That's what it was. Oh, I need a bottle like that. Oh man,
Keith's secret stuff.
Oh, that shit will get you on some next level stuff.
LeBron's got the 2.0 on that.
Yeah, he's got it. But still, another movie from my favorite franchise, Sylvester Stallone, Creed 2. Baby Creed coming at it. You guys didn't even see Creed 1. I'm disappointed.
I know, I gotta watch Creed 1.
Yo,
I'm definitely gonna watch Creed 2.
Yo, Creed 2 is gonna be fire. Ivan Drago's son. Rocky 4.
I'm gonna go back, watch Creed 1, and then go to
watch
the
Rocky 4. Apollo Creed died.
I've watched all the Rocky movies.
That man died in the ring in Rocky's hands.
Yo, aren't they getting lazy now? They're just bringing back his big villains and then making their sons.
Facts. But still, Michael B. Jordan,
he's a good actor. Yeah.
I always thought Michael B. Jordan was like the new Denzel, but I feel like Chadwick Boseman is a new Denzel. But hey, man, Michael B. Jordan is fucking sick.
Yeah,
he's a sick actor. Killmonger, oh my goodness, bring that man back to life. Get the CPR system going on that man. We need that man alive.
All right, last topic for today.
I think to wrap it up, we can speak about Kanye.
Yeah.
So you told us today that he got booed on SNL?
Yeah, Chris Rock, apparently what happened was it was filmed but it was not aired because for obvious reasons. Kanye went on a little bit of a rant. Chris Rock was the one who actually was in the audience and he put it in his Instagram stories, I believe. I actually saw it on his Instagram story where he was talking about why he wore it, why he wears the hat. He also made an Instagram post recently about why he's wearing the hat, talking about basic Trump. That's what Trump is all about. What he
want me to read the caption?
Go for it, Dan.
Give it, yeah.
So he posted a picture wearing the "Make America Great Again" hat, and his caption is, "This represents good and America becoming whole again. We will no longer outsource to other countries. We will build factories here in America and create jobs. We will provide jobs for all who are free from prisons as we abolish the 13th Amendment. Message sent with love."
This is why celebrities shouldn't be so vocal about political views. That tweet just demonstrates how little he understands.
What the fuck is Kanye saying? I'm pretty sure the last time he wore the MAGA hat, right? He got so much attention, even though it was negative, right? That his album did crazy numbers just because of the bad publicity he received.
He said he was trolling.
So I feel like he's doing it again because Yandi's coming out. He wore it at SNL, and then he's doing this caption here.
I honestly don't think he's trolling. I think he is an avid Trump supporter. I don't know why he would be trolling like this hard. Like he already said he was trolling when he had his dyed hair, right? His hair was when he was taking pictures with Trump.
I don't think he's trolling, but I think he's purposefully doing this stuff, knowing that it's gonna bring in negative publicity, and then we all know any publicity is publicity, so it's gonna bring in attention, and then people will go check out his album.
But just going back to what I was saying, it's just like he's talking about bringing jobs back to America. He clearly doesn't understand that that's not feasible, and Trump, even though he promises that, has no way of doing so.
He sounds like Trump in that caption.
He's that audience that Trump is speaking to, right? Like people that don't really understand the nuances of politics and the economics behind it.
Yo, I'm so tired of talking about Kanye. Every freaking week we talk about Kanye.
Alright, let's stop talking about him then from now on.
I will not allow
unless he drops Yandi.
I'm not allowing this. We'll talk about Kanye. We'll keep it going.
Kanye dick rider right here.
I know.
Yeezus top 3 albums.
Alright, man, stop. That's all we got for you guys today. If you listen to our previous episodes, you know that we end the podcast the same way every week. Each of us here will pick a few songs of upcoming artists, hip-hop and R&B, that we think you guys should listen to, artists that you might have not heard. We'll play those picks at the end of the episode, and we have playlists on Spotify and Apple Music. The Run It Back playlist, RVN space IT space BACK. Make sure you follow the playlist on Apple Music or Spotify, whichever platform that you use. Check the playlist out, check the artist out. If there's anyone that we should be listening, let us know. DM us, mention us in the comments, and I'll let Keith close the podcast out.
Yeah, so RVNITBACK, spaces in between. Check us out. YouTube for sure, check us out. Click that bell, get notifications, leave a comment, tell us about people who we should listen to. You can provide links in there as well. Give us a rating, just tell us what we should change if we need to, what you like about us, give us some feedback because we like to hear what you guys have to say. YouTube, we're on Spotify, we're on iTunes, SoundCloud as well. You know, give us a listen. Tell your friends about us. Share it. We're out here. We're trying to let you all know about the culture. Toronto Mandems.
Follow us on all platforms. Make sure you let us know about the good. We also want to know about the bad. The album reviews is something we take pretty seriously and we do on a consistent basis. So if you agree with us, let us know why you agree. And we definitely want to hear from you if you disagree with us.
Because you're wrong.
So let us know. Drop a comment, send us a DM. We would like to hear from you.
Hell yeah.
Till next week.
Yeah, boy.
Peace.
Y'all done or y'all finished?